Still clinging to those long-range muskets? Wake up, you're living in the past. Welcome to 2026, where the tactical landscape is evolving at breakneck speed. Modern subcompact builds now push full-sized ballistics all the way to 300 yards, all while ditching the excess bulk and dead weight. Globally, Tier 1 operators are ditching those clunky 20-inch barrels. They're swapping them for lethal, high-mobility platforms that don't compromise on stopping power. Wait until you see our top pick. It just locked down massive defense deals. I'm going to show you exactly why the age of the long gun is dead, and exactly what's dominating the new meta. Number 8. The Springfield Armory Hellion. This is peak engineering, born from a NATO ally's frontline duty, now optimized for Americans. The Hellion hammers 5.56 NATO rounds through a high-precision short-stroke action. It features a dual-mode gas regulator, built for both standard and quiet operation. You get 16 inches of barrel packed into a frame just over 28 inches long, tipping the scales at 8 pounds. This bullpup layout maximizes that 16-inch pipe. It matches a microcarbine's footprint while rocking full ambi controls and a rugged polymer front end. Plus, it feeds flawlessly from standard 30-round AR-15 magazines. Compare that to the Bren 2M, hitting 7.3 pounds with a 16.5-inch barrel. The Hellion carries a bit more heft, but its suppressed performance is unmatched. That specialized gas dial kills back pressure instantly when you're running a can. This beast originally earned its stripes as the Croatian-made VHS-2. The Croatian military officially cleared it for duty back in 2015. Their special forces even dragged these through the harshest combat zones in Afghanistan. After surviving total war, Springfield rebranded it as the Hellion for us in 2022. If you've been hunting for a bullpup that eats AR mags and handles silencers without a single hiccup, your search ends right here. Number 7. The CZ Bren 2MS. This underdog just shocked the industry giants. Right now, it's the undisputed heavyweight champion of piston-driven rifles. There's a reason tactical circles call the Bren 2MS the Scar Killer. It cycles 5.56 with a silky smooth gas piston that never quits. The real flex is the weight. The 8-inch version is a mere 5.44 pounds. Even the 11-inch build is just 5.8 pounds. How'd they pull it off? CZ fused a carbon fiber reinforced lower with a rock-solid aluminum upper receiver. This cuts the fat while keeping the chassis absolutely bomb-proof. Collapsed down, the 8-inch variant is less than 20 inches long. That makes it the ultimate packable powerhouse for any mission. While the BNTAPC is a 7-pound brick, the Bren undercuts it. Every ounce counts when you're on a 12-hour patrol or a high-stakes op. The interface is completely ambidextrous from top to bottom. That internal bolt release is genius. And yes, it takes your standard 30-round mags. This isn't a range toy. The Czech army trusts it as their primary service weapon. Even the legendary French GIGN operators chose this over everything else. It refuses to die in frozen slush, desert grit, or swamp mud. When Tier 1 global units pick this over classic US builds, the debate is over. Number 6. The PSA Jackal. Forget the doubters. The web called this one. PSA's Olkin transitioned from a mere prototype into reality. It was a bold gamble to flip the legendary Jackal architecture into a compact bullpup beast. People screamed for it, and Palmetto answered the call. This rig weaponizes the combat-tested Jackal top end. Utilizing an AK-47-influenced long-stroke piston, it locks into a custom-engineered proprietary bullpup chassis. You're packing a massive 16-inch barrel in this tactical setup, while the entire frame spans a mere 27 inches from end to end. Expect lethal rifle velocities and stopping power inside a profile tighter than any standard Mark 18. It gobbles up classic AR-15 mags and offers mirrored controls for any handed operation. Since it inherits that adjustable gas regulator from the original Jackal, this machine is an absolute beast for running cans, fine-tuning your pressure for buttery cycles while dodging that nasty blowback common in rival bullpup designs. Rival bullpups usually feel like mush because of those garbage, elongated trigger linkages. Palmetto crushed that issue, crafting a trigger that snaps with precision, outperforming gear that costs double. Let the Hellion or Tavor drain your bank account with their elitist pricing. The Olkin delivers elite futuristic handling at a price point for the average guy. You can even recycle your current Jackal top halves with this system. toggling effortlessly between 5.56 and 300 Blackout loads, and even jumping to 308 if you opt for the heavy-duty receiver. If you crave sci-fi tech without the astronomical cost, your revolution has finally arrived. Coming in at number 5. The Daniel Defense DDM-4 PDW. Tiny profile, massive bite. It hits the sweet spot between lethality and low visibility. This DDM-4 isn't merely compact. It is packed to the gills with tactical prowess. It hammers 300 Blackout rounds through a stubby gas system that never skips a beat. The genius is all in the tight geometry. That 7-inch tube keeps the total span under 20.75 inches when tucked in. Clocking in at 5.7 pounds, it is a heavyweight contender for the ultimate travel companion. What is the secret to this footprint? The Maxim Defense PDW hardware. This built-in buffer setup cuts away every useless inch of fat, enabling this weapon to vanish into daily bags or tight vehicle compartments, hiding where full-sized ARs can't. Boasting a free-float MLOK handguard and twin-sided controls. However, the real flex is the terminal performance. That forged 7-inch pipe is dialed in specifically for the 300 Blackout. Go ghost quiet with heavy subs, or unleash hell with high-velocity supersonic rounds. Daniel Defense constructs gear for the pros, and that quality is undeniable here. When you need a rig that stays hidden until it is time to shred, this is your play. Don't go anywhere, because number 2 is about to drop. Its origins are going to catch you completely off guard. At 4, the Daniel Defense Mark 18, the absolute gold standard for short-barreled rifles. This is the civilian-ready twin of the carbine that kicked subguns out of elite armories. It spits 5.56 NATO rounds, using a rugged, time-tested direct gas operation. The core power comes from its 10.3-inch cold hammer-forged pipe. This creates a 27-inch silhouette that tips the scales at about 6 pounds. But let's be real. The legend lives in that RIS-2 quad rail. You are grabbing the identical handguard Daniel Defense builds for American Special Ops. It is virtually indestructible. Rock solid and ready for optics, beams, and vertical grips. It handles every lethal task you throw at it. The Rattler brings modern flexibility, but the Mark 18 owns the throne of pure combat history. SOCOM Elite grabbed the Mark 18C QBR to pack heavy-duty rifle heat into a frame built for kicking down doors. For 20 straight years, the SEALs and Rangers have trusted this beast as their primary warfighting tool. This platform has spit millions of rounds through everything from maritime raids to the most dangerous close-quarters hits. When the lead starts flying in the world's nastiest spots, this weapon never chokes. If the world's most dangerous men bet their lives on it in hellish conditions, so can you. Coming in at number 3. The IWI Tavor X95. It looks impossible on a spec sheet, but out in the dirt, it absolutely crushes the competition. The X95 fixes the ultimate engineering headache, keeping maximum stopping power inside an ultra-compact frame. It slams 5.56 rounds downrange, using a battle-hardened long-stroke piston setup. We are talking about that same bulletproof reliability that made the AK-47 famous. Check the math. You get a full 16.5-inch barrels punch inside a tiny 26-inch overall footprint. Think about that. This rig is tighter than a Mark 18 while sporting a much longer pipe. You get the handling of a subgun without sacrificing the long-range lethality of a full rifle. Shoving the internals behind the trigger lets this bullpup stay short while keeping its teeth sharp. It is fully decked out with lefty-friendly controls, massive rail space, and built-in emergency sights. Those backup irons tuck right into the body to keep your sightline snag-free. It eats standard AR mags, and you can even swap the brass ejection to the left side. Just drop in the correct bolt assembly, and you are good to go. Forget the numbers for a second. The real reason you buy this is its legendary bloodline. The IDF demanded a weapon that laughed at desert sand and tight city alleyways. They ditched their old gear for the Tavor because it actually gets the job done. A decade and a half of constant war has solidified its reputation. This beast keeps barking long after other rifles have jammed up. If you think bullpups are just for show, the X95 will beat that idea out of you. Our top 2 picks aren't just small. They have been forged in combat zones that would melt lesser rifles. Securing the number 2 spot is the HKMR 556A4, a machine built to shut the haters up. This is the street-legal version of the legendary hammer used to take down the world's most wanted terrorist. It cycles 5.56 rounds through that iconic short-stroke piston tech. It stays clean as a whistle inside, while standard ARs are drowning in carbon after a few mags. The MR556 stays ice-cold and pristine, even after serious abuse. That 11-inch hammer-forged pipe prints tiny groups and comes shrouded in a slick M-lock rail. Now, let's talk about the heavy truth. This thing has some serious heft. You are looking at over 7.5 pounds before you even click in a magazine. It's way chunkier than the CZ Bren, but that extra meat is all in the heavy-duty barrel. Its high-grade aluminum frame is built to survive impacts that would shatter a basic rifle. The A4 tag means total ambidextrous mastery over every single lever and button on the gun. These tweaks drag the handling straight into the 21st century. HK built the 416 for operators who demand a weapon that is physically incapable of failing. The MR556A4 hands you that same obsessive level of overbuilt reliability. If you are looking for a light little toy, go buy a plastic airsoft gun. But if you want a platform that prioritizes staying alive over being comfortable, this is your winner. And taking the crown at number 1, the SIG Sauer MCX Rattler. This isn't just some hidden PDW. It's the new king of the personal defense hill. Most brands just try to hack down a full-sized rig, but SIG engineered this monster from scratch to dominate every tight corner on the planet. Its core features a high-end short-stroke gas piston assembly. Unlike basic AR-15s that blast foul carbon right back into your face, the Rattler stays icy and pristine. That is vital for suppressed fire, stopping the toxic blowback that ruins other subcompacts. You are looking at a 5.5-inch barrel, rocking an insane 1-to-5 twist. That aggressive rifling is mandatory to stabilize heavy 300 Blackout subsonic rounds at short range. But do not just take my word for it. Look at U.S. Special Ops Command. After a brutal trials phase that pushed every PDW on Earth to total failure, SOCOM gave SIG the win for their primary personal defense tool. They demanded a platform that deploys from a stealth bag in a heartbeat, hammers through car glass, and cycles perfectly in the filthiest conditions. The Rattler was the solution. Its modular potential is light years ahead. Using one simple tool, you can swap calibers or run 300 Blackout subs for ghost-quiet operations, or toggle to supers for wall-shredding power. Folded up, this entire lethal package is only 16 inches long. It weighs less than 6 pounds. It hides under seats, in gym kits, and inside standard packs without a trace. This is the future. Combat-hardened, mission-proven, and the choice of the elite. If you are still dragging a 20-inch boat anchor in 2026, you are tactically dead weight. The MCX Rattler is the new standard. If you are still watching, you are serious about where high-tier weaponry is headed. Drop a comment and tell me which setup caught your eye. I check every single one. Heads up before we wrap, some of these rigs fall under heavy federal rules or state bans. Always double-check your local and national laws first. Statutes shift, and staying legal is purely your job. This intel was gathered strictly for educational and training insights, based on open data and trade reports. Subscribe for professional, truth-heavy firearm deep dives. I will catch you in the next one.